There we
Good
go.
afternoon, everybody. I can see that people start to join our Golden Key International Honor Society webinar this afternoon. We're very fortunate to have our CEO as our keynote today and presenter. So while we wait, for those who start to join, you can write in the chat box your name and from where you are. And when we're busy with the presentation, we will use the Q&A box to respond to certain questions. So please let us know who you are, from where you are.
Definitely.
Juanita Cup from Queenstown. Thank you. Juanita is now a keen and avid follower. She attends almost all webinars. Hello, Kiara from South Africa. People can, oh, hello, Juanita, oh, sorry, Mpumelo, Tulwana from Joburg.
Yes.
Rhino from South Africa, Tulwana from Johannesburg, Dewald from Pretoria. Yeah, I already said hi to Petelu from PE. Welcome, everybody. And Natasha from Bloemfontein, Jenna from Johannesburg, Gail from Bloemfontein. We really have a good geographical representation. Natasha from Pretoria, Lorna from Johannesburg, Tamara. Did I say hi to Jenna? Lentu from Addis in South Africa, but broader in Africa. More than welcome. It's a great pleasure for me to have you all here and willing to spend 45 minutes with us. And we are very fortunate to have today with us Melissa Leitzell. She's the Chief Executive Officer for Golden Key International Honor Society. And before joining the Golden Key International Honor Society headquarters team in 2009, so she's there for 11 years, she joined Golden Key already as a student member at the University of Central Florida. She has held numerous positions among the headquarters staff, and she started, sorry guys, I had a call in between and I lost my place in the resume, but yeah, I go on. She has held numerous positions among the headquarters team before assuming the role of Chief Executive Officer in 2019. And prior to Golden Key, Melissa began a career in higher education in alumni relations and marketing. So as you can see, she's a heavyweight in terms of management experience and higher education. Throughout her extensive and highly recognized career in the medical and corporate marketing field, she always remained loyal to higher education, as we see. She served as an adjunct professor teaching public speaking, organizational and interpersonal communication, and her favorite class, business and professional speaking. She's a fierce advocate for membership organizations. Melissa is committed to bringing a lifetime of value to more than 2.5 million Golden Key members around the world. Welcome, Melissa. We really appreciate the fact that you spend time with us and that you share your vision for Golden Key with the Southern African members. Welcome. And I'm going to hand over to Melissa.
All right. Thank you so much, Elmi. And I do want to start out this morning just by thanking our incredible team in South Africa, starting with Elmi and Jillian and Mareka and Natasha. I know that each of you that are joining us from around the continent this afternoon, I hope that you understand how important the team is that supports you is to our global staff, as well as to me personally. Our team is so dedicated to providing our members with the utmost support and service, and they come to work every day thinking about each of you. So I want you to know how much I appreciate each of you, Elmi, Jillian, Natasha, and Mareka. I wanted to use this time today really to catch you up to speed on some really great things that are happening at Golden Key, to treat this as a time of update so you understand kind of where our organization is today, and then where we're trying to go. Even with the challenges of COVID-19 and a global pandemic, Golden Key is not going to be stopped. And I wanted to share with you some of our direction and thoughts today. Elmi, I think I should rethink my bio. Anytime that I tell people I taught public speaking, that always makes me a little nervous before I speak. But thank you all so much for having me today. Again, my name is Melissa Leitzell, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Golden Key. And I've had the chance to meet some of you at our conference last year, our Golden Key Leadership Summit in Pretoria, which was an incredible event. But if I have not had the chance to meet you before, I always have to share an embarrassing photo. I did join Golden Key prior to the 11 years that I've been a part of the team here in Atlanta. So I joined as a year 3 student, so that would be a junior here in the United States. Thankfully, it was in a time prior to the digital age and social media, so finding a picture from my Golden Key ceremony is kind of hard to come by, but I always share this. When I graduated, I walked with my Golden Key cords to commemorate my membership and all of the outstanding academic achievements that we all share together. So I always have to say that as the leader of this organization, yes, I have to wear many hats in guiding and directing this organization, but also I never forget the most important hat, and that is one of a member. So I want each of you to know that I think about each of you every day. So today I would like to go over a few things with regards to Golden Key and kind of where we are today. If you have any questions while I'm going through this, actually I'll pull up the chat here shortly just to make sure if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to try to bounce back and forth and as we talk through this. Today, I'd really like to tell you where Golden Key has been as a part of the global pandemic, sheltering in place, COVID-19. So I'll tell you what our teams have been up to during this time. The forward-thinking investment that we want to make in our members. As you know, Golden Key is a lifetime membership. So once you become a member, you are a member of our organization for life. And it is our job, not only in our regional office in South Africa, but Golden Key internationally, to provide an offering of benefits that not only are going to support you while you are in university, but also postgraduate and 5 and 10 and 20 years past joining Golden Key. We do have a Golden Key strategic plan that when we do have live events, I have the opportunity to share the vision that our board of directors has set for our organization. And so I will share with you what we've done and then where we're headed as a part of the future of our organization, and then take some time just to answer your questions. This is probably one of my most favorite parts of my job. Of course, I always prefer to do it in person, but we are adapting to the virtual world, correct? So we'll make this work. So with regard to COVID-19, you know, I think we all began our year, a new decade, 2020, with so much optimism, so much hope. I was very thankful to be a part of the 2020 Leadership Summit in Brisbane, Australia. And Elma, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had 10 South African members that were a part of our travel grant process that came over to Brisbane, Australia, and engaged in a fantastic leadership summit. But shortly thereafter, after the first week of February, we could tell things in the world were starting to change. The global health crisis, the spread of COVID-19, and that certainly escalated to a point that I believe in the United States, North America, we began sheltering in place around 16 March, and I believe South Africa followed suit about a week later. So as you can imagine, we have teams all over the world supporting our Golden Key members. We have a unit in North America, in Atlanta, Georgia, where we were founded, and that began supporting Golden Key in a virtual environment. Dr. Elmi and her team in Pretoria, and also Izzy and our team in Australia. So in the blink of an eye, we had to make sure that we had everything that our staff and teams needed to support each and every one of you in a virtual environment. Now, if you listen to our team in South Africa, in our interactions together, I'm sure they will tell you that I always try to find opportunity even in crisis. And I think that Golden Key is an exceptional example of this. Once we determined that we were going to go virtual, we started really focusing and investing in programs and topics that we thought our members worldwide would enjoy. I want to thank any of you if you've been able to be a part of some of these programs. I'll talk about them in just a little bit, but I do love seeing notes on our chats for our virtual programs when you engage with these as well. Really, so let's see, it's May, so we're about halfway into the year as you head into your winter season. And I'll tell you that our leadership, including our board of directors, our International Leadership Council, our International Council of Advisors, and International Council of Student Leaders, are very focused on how do we make Golden Key an exceptional experience in a very different environment. Many of the universities around the world have yet to make determinations for the second half of the year. And so we are anxiously waiting. I know that Elmi has kept me apprised of what we expect the university landscape to look like. And so what we're trying to do is just make sure that you have access and that you have the ability to network and be a part. I think this is an example in one way, and we're working on some other really exciting things so that you can still feel connected and a part of this society. The world may be looking a little bit different, but we want Golden Key to adapt, to be there and to support each of you. Oh, thanks for handling the chat, Helmi. I appreciate that. So during this time, like I said, we've really decided that we wanted to focus on taking this very strange virtual socially distant time and using it to really focus on investing in our members. And so I would encourage each of you to make sure that you are following all of the not only South African social media channels, so Facebook and Instagram and all of these handles, and make sure you're following at the international level as well. Not only have we invested in a series called Golden Key Talks over the last, I'll say probably 5 months. We have brought speakers, and it really came from an idea actually in Pretoria. Elmi and team had an amazing array of speakers, and I looked as members were standing room only, watching these speakers and getting an incredible just array of knowledge from these top industry leaders. And standing there, I realized, wait a minute, we have 2.5 million members worldwide. We need to find a way to bring this out virtually. And so what we do is through this Zoom platform, we are able to bring industry thought leaders, people that are absolutely at the top of their game professionally and academically, to find topics that you have requested and you have wanted, to bring about speaker series. And what I absolutely love is from one initiative now has become 3. So not only do we have the Golden Key North American office putting out just about a talk a week, putting on a talk a week, but Dr. Elmi and team have recruited some incredible speakers in South Africa, in country, that are able to not only bring you wonderful topics and discussion, but also at a time that might be a little bit better for you. When you have been able to join us in North America, I know traditionally that means that you may have to stay up a little bit later, and I want you to know how much I appreciate it when I see our speakers conversing with all of you from across the world. I appreciate your dedication even to stay up late and be a part of these programs. But what I'm really thrilled about now is that because all of our offices, Atlanta, Sydney, and Pretoria, have started investing in these, not only can you pick times and programs that are convenient to you, but we record them as well. And so that way, if you are tied up and unable to attend a talk, you can go back and watch these at your leisure. It is a passion of mine. I think that Golden Key is a community of scholars and lifelong learners, and I think it is our duty as those who support our mission every day that we bring topics and speakers to you that are going to help better you both personally and professionally throughout your development. I do want to tell you that we firmly believe that the story of Golden Key needs to be told, but it needs to be told through your eyes, through your accomplishments, through your chapter accomplishments. Our members do incredible things around the world. They are active in their university community, active in their local community, and are achieving just incredible things. And so I wanted to use this time here today. If you go on our website, I'm going to write this in the chat box. It is the blog.goldenkey.org. If you go to goldenkey.org, you can click on our blog, or just go to blog.goldenkey.org. You'll see some member spotlights. If you click on any one of those, you'll see a button that says share your story. And I really want to be in a position of having so many incredible stories of both members, alumni members, and chapters doing so many great things. We have a calendar just spread out for years to come, because we have so many good stories to tell. I wanted to highlight as well what has been spearheaded by our South African team, and that is investments with the Hsn Talent Index. This is an incredible company that works with corporates all over the world, helping them to assess talent, job skills and readiness. And thankfully, Dr. Elmi has connected us with this incredible company. They provide free talent indexes, I believe, for your top competencies. We have a few that are offered that are actually free. So I encourage each of you, this day and age, I think we need to continually focus on knowing as much as we can about ourselves. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? And what is a professional development plan to get us where we want to be? We know that our top 15% of Golden Key members are striving for the absolute top in their career. And we at Golden Key want to make sure that we're providing all of these benefits to you. So if you've not taken advantage of that, I highly encourage you to do that. And I'll actually mention something here in a little bit that kind of dovetails off of that. If I haven't had the chance to meet you in person and haven't had the chance to discuss about Golden Key's strategic plan, I wanted to do a very quick summary of the progress that we have made and where we are today. So Golden Key is led by a board of directors, and our board of directors are responsible for not only the governance of our society, I report to them as well, but they're also responsible for our vision. So Golden Key is almost 43 years old. We'll be 43 the very end of November this year. And we've really taken a hard look over the last, I'd say probably 4 or 5 years. What does an honor society look like this day and age, now that things are digital and just very different than our founding in 1977? And so through a lot of hard work, we have identified and put together a strategic plan for the organization. This composes not only of initiatives, but audiences. And I want each of you to know that when we think about a plan, we're not just thinking about people who are invited to join Golden Key, so our prospective members, but our current student members, those that are currently working to achieve a degree, alumni members, our officers and advisors. If any of you are officers and advisors on the call today, I cannot thank you enough for all that you do to support our organization. And so with that direction in mind, of course, we have to think about each of you. We also have to think about the worlds in which we live in, which of course Golden Key came out of and exists solely in university communities. So how can Golden Key be a strategic partner with our universities, our corporate partners, of course, because they are the ones that can bring very valuable benefits, both tangibly, ways to save money, investments, things of that nature. So we're thrilled to include them as a part of our plan. We always have to think about our Golden Key staff and volunteers, as well as government and NGOs. We have a lot of interest because we are a registered not-for-profit. The relationship with other not-for-profits are pretty similar. So we included them as well. So the first 2 years, so technically we are in year 3 of the Golden Key strategic plan. So getting up into this point, so as of January 1st, we had spent the last 2 years working on technology. I hope each of you have had the chance to see our beautiful new website. that was an incredible lift for our marketing and technical team. So I'm so proud of that. We did that in about record time. If you have been a part of Golden Key for a while, I hope you've noticed kind of a refresh of making sure that not only visually, members as well. And in that rebrand is an investment in content. So you're going to see that's was really our point in rebranding our organization, is so that you don't have to listen to me talk about why you should be a part of Golden Key and be active, or Dr. Elmi to say the same things. We let our members tell our story. And I hope you see that across everything that we do, both regionally and internationally. We know that advisors play one of the most critical roles in our organization. If each of you have had the opportunity to work with our amazing advocates and advisors, they are what is continuous with our society. As our members come to university, graduate, and then move on into their career, our advisors are the ones that are that continuous connection at the university. And we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to train them, to engage them, and help their chapters succeed, but in a manner which is easy for them to handle. We have looked internally at our key processes. So when I say we put on our member hats, we literally would sit down and think through processes and say, now a member would have to do this, this, and this. That doesn't make sense. That seems like it takes too much time, or that would be frustrating for me as a member. And so we've redeveloped our processes. So that's been pretty incredible. We're making sure that our staff have what they need to succeed in their role. Over the past 2 years, we've had incredible international expansion around the world. So in the time that we came up with this strategic plan, we have not only operated in Canada, US, the Bahamas, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, South Africa, but we added in efforts coming into Pakistan, to Botswana, to Hong Kong, and even reinvigorating some of our chapters in Malaysia, which has been pretty incredible. I always tell students that when we say we are an international honor society, we mean it and we live by it. It is not just a name. It is not just something we put on a certificate because it sounds good. It is truly a part of the fabric as to who we are. So we're super thrilled about this, and look for ways that Golden Key can be brought to so many people around the world. And that's really the ultimate vision for our society, is to continue to grow, and that if there are top achieving students around the world, we find ways for them to be a part of our society. And I think that only makes our membership, yours and mine, even better. We called this initiative a freshman awareness initiative. To each of you, I believe it would probably be a year one initiative. And I don't know if each of you run into this as we do, especially in the States. But when our invitations go out, many people will say, I haven't heard of Golden Key. What is this? Why should I do this? And so we realized that the more that we can get involved in the first year initiatives on campuses, at universities, the better that experience will become. If we are visible and hosting events that include year one students, when that invitation does come, they're aware of us, they know who we are. And that's important to me. You shouldn't be have to explain what is Golden Key, more what you've gotten out of the experience and why someone should take this journey with us. We're focusing on our corporate partners as well. We want to continue to grow our benefits as well. And that's a huge focus. And quite honestly, that while that was a second year initiative, I imagine that will be one that continues over time. The team in South Africa has done an amazing job. And I hope each of you have seen the growth of your benefits, of your corporate partners, those emails that you get from our regional office that are telling you about opportunities. That is directly because of the team that is on this webinar with me today, because of the work they have done to think about each of you and to find opportunities that might interest each of you. And that's a pretty hard job if you think about it. We are a society of the top 15%, but all majors. So you can imagine what a daunting task that is to think of specific majors and then those that we share across the realm, no matter what we study. So many kudos to our team for that. We did not embark in a high achiever study. At some point, I believe we're going to reassess this. Of course, COVID kind of threw us for a loop, on which I'll talk about. But we eventually want to invest in something called a high achiever study. And that would be a research commissioned project that would look into high achievers like each of you, behaviors and different pieces that we can study and then release. That was something that we worked with when we worked with a consultant, she said, Melissa, you are a 2.5 million member strong of such strong academics, and academic society should be putting out some sort of study. And I thought this was an incredible idea. We've got a lot of moving parts, and so we had to kind of readjust. And so this will be in our future. That would be the only thing in our the first 2 years that we have not accomplished. I will say that if any of you have had the opportunity to be a part of the strategic planning process at your university, at your jobs, wherever that is, it's quite an overwhelming task to try to focus and determine how you're going to move an organization forward. We also have to be nimble and have to adapt. Something like COVID-19 happens. I'm not sure anyone around the world, any business or organization has really thought about what would a global pandemic shelter in place look like for our organization and for our business. And so we are meeting as a board of directors this Friday. So in 2 days' time, and we're going to look at these next initiatives to see where we've come and where we're wanting to go, but how does COVID play in that? I just want to check the chat really quick just to make sure somebody didn't have okay, thanks, Elmi, for covering me there. So what does 2020 look like for Golden Key? And like I said, this is really going to be a topic of heavy conversation for our board of directors this Friday. The first is one that I'm very excited about, and it's something called the Golden Key Academy. The success that we have seen through our Golden Key talks, the engagement, we have 1,500, 1,800 members sign up for our Golden Key talks. And we knew that our members are hungry for learning. I believe that Golden Key, again, as a lifelong learner, has a duty to provide each of you ways to realize your potential, which is our is our mission. And so we're going to be working over the next 3 months. Our goal is to announce the first phase of the Golden Key Academy by the first part of August. So as you head into it would be your spring semester, our fall semester. We want to provide each of you as chapter members, as chapter officers, as chapter advisors, something really exciting to talk about. These things can include certificate programs, digital badge programs that you can engage in learning, take a quick quiz, and if you do things in certain succession and pass at a certain rate, we can give our members various badges, micro badges. We're super excited about this. I know that Elmi and team have been doing a lot of research into some continuing professional education. So for any of you that are or plan on going into professions where you need continuous learning hours, that is going to be something as we build out our academy. We're an academic honor society. It makes sense that we have a place of learning, that we provide you with tools like the Hsn Talent Index, assessment. So if you are someone new to your career, maybe you're at university, you don't have a job, you haven't had an internship, that we provide resources there as you're starting in the beginning. If you have been in the workforce, you don't really need help getting off the ground when it comes to your professional career, but maybe you need some brushing up or some skilling up so that you can again start advancing in your career as a part of Golden Key being a part of that journey. Some of our strategic initiatives in 2020 also include an alumni mentor network. And I believe we're going to be able to start laying the groundwork for that. So we can do a call for our alumni members that want to engage with students and help them along the way. I was very fortunate to have very strong mentors in my life that took an interest in my success. And I know there are so many Golden Key members around the world that want to do the same. And so we're going to be investing our resources in deciding how Golden Key can best go about this. Again, I mentioned the career resources. We want to provide you not only with assessments and programming and badging, but also content. I think worldwide right now with the global pandemic, our unemployment as it is worldwide is at an all-time high. I think there are many, many people that maybe haven't had to look for a job in a while. Maybe they don't have a proper resume or CV. Maybe they need some help getting their LinkedIn profile brushed up. And so we try to be very relevant, not only to the building blocks that we know that you need throughout the course of your career, but also be relevant in the things that you're facing today. So that's important to us. Lucky for us, our website is a pretty nimble creation. Thank goodness. Having a new website for the first time in 11 years has been a breath of fresh air for all of us at Golden Key. And our hope is to build out some sort of job board where Golden Key alums, and if you notice, I've mentioned alumni pretty heavily here. If you haven't had the chance to meet Katie, our ILC alumni rep, I would encourage you to reach out through our South African office. She's an incredible part of our leadership team. But alumni are really going to be a part of the next several years of Golden Key. And so the first is to reach out to alums and make sure we have your information and we know where you are and what you're doing. See if they want to become a mentor. If they don't want to become a mentor, do they work somewhere at a university or in the corporate world, NGOs that have opportunities for Golden Key members? So I hope you see that you're really going to see a significant investment in all that we provide, really trying to be that resource for you. I think that everything that we've seen in the global pandemic is the power of connection. And for any of us that have been a part of Golden Key, certainly mine 25 plus years, I think it is the power of that connection, the power of our network that makes Golden Key something very, very special. So these are the initiatives that we're going to focus on in 2020. The board will officially approve this on Friday, so I'm giving you a little bit of a sneak peek. I don't anticipate much of this to change pending our board meeting, but we'll see. And as soon as they give us the go-ahead, then we will start putting in implementation plans for the rest of the year. So like I said, that's why it's so important for each of you to connect, make sure you're connected with our Golden Key South African office, all of the platforms that they have to communicate, and then certainly all of ours at Golden Key International Honor Society headquarters as well. I didn't want to spend too much time with me yakking, just droning on about Golden Key, because I honestly could really do that all day. These are some of the initiatives that we have had that we will be focusing on over the next few years. But I wondered if any of you had questions for me. All right.
Thank you, Melissa. I think now's the time. You can use the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. And please feel free to ask your questions.
Anything.
I've responded to those that I know what the answer is, but you may have questions that we never thought about, and new initiatives, new suggestions. Please do that. We're very fortunate to have Melissa here, so take your opportunity. From Kiara, the Academy sounds incredible. Excited to see how it progresses.
Yes, I am too. I'm so thankful that this excites you like it does me. I really believe that this is a way that each of you also can find a way to be engaged. If you are, it will be in a virtual nature, but we also are going to be looking at ways that chapters can be involved in person when we get on the other side of COVID-19 and can gather again. I'm really, really thrilled about that. Thank you, Kiara. I do want to, I'm trying to find, I'm looking at our website right now. There is a link somewhere. I don't believe this is it, but there's a link where you can tell each of us what you want us to speak about. So I would love if you have ideas. That's one of my favorite things about our Golden Key Talks, is that as our members are engaging with the speaker, we ask them, what do you want to hear next? Would you like to hear from? Do you have a speaker that you've engaged with and think they're incredible and the rest of the Golden Key world needs to know? Tell us. If you are interested in certain subject matter and believe that other Golden Key members would find interest in that, tell us as well. We are here, we come to work to serve each of you, and so I want to make sure that we are providing content that you find valuable each week. So please do that.
So Melissa, I see we have a question on what is HFM Talent Index.
Yes.
You could just do a broad introduction and
yeah, absolutely. So the HFM Talent Index is an international company. Like I mentioned earlier, they work very heavily within the corporate fields, recruiting, helping companies and individuals create assessments in order to perform better. They actually help us in a manner to determine the right skill sets for certain jobs. And what Elmi has been able to secure for each of you, and that's why I bring it up, keep bringing it up, is that she has utilized those connections for each of you in securing several assessments, a few of which are free. I believe there are 2 free assessments.
There's one.
One? Okay.
The one is encompassing the other one. The HFM Talent Index is the latest one that we have launched. It's nice. Broader than the top 5. Okay. It's more comprehensive. When our members started to do the top 5 assessment, they said it's not enough. They want more. So we listened and we went back to HFM, and now we do a broader one, and that's the talent scan, which really assist members to know what their talents are and what kind of opportunities would they excel in based on their own talents.
Yes.
So that is a for free online assessment.
I encourage
to the value of 800
to take that. Yes. I will certainly say we have all been an interviewee and an interviewer, and I would say that the more that you can understand about yourself, about your strengths, about your weaknesses, areas of just top achievement, and then those that you might want to work on. And then that is really what we want to help you provide as an organization, is how do we get you to the absolute top of your game? And I think that using that tool as a way to self-reflect is pretty incredible. So I highly recommend that. Okay, let's see. In terms of the academy, in terms of the academy, which sounds great, what fields are you looking to provide context? I'd love health science topics. We are completely open. I think what's going to happen with we're starting the academy out with kind of points of where you are in your life or career, so beginning stages, middle stages, certainly more advanced stages. But that is going to be the fun part and the challenge with Golden Key, because you're right. You may be a health science major and you're interested in those topics. We do have some options there. So I would say no matter what you are interested in, please fill out that survey and tell me that. When you say, I'd love to hear some health science topics, tell us which ones. If you happen to know, I know some Golden Key advisors that are in the medical field, that are in the health field. They would be incredible speakers. So let us know who, and let us know specifically what. I think that's the best part of our society, is the fact that we're different majors. Just because I am not a health science major does not mean I don't want to hear about it. I really do. I think it makes us well-rounded and supportive of one another. Let's see. Well, you're excited. Okay, great. So you're excited about the continuing professional development plans. Yes. We have heard this as a part of our strategic plan, working with our alumni members, non-traditional students. We know that continuous learning, and honestly, we should all come to expect that, because the top 15% is our membership base, the top of the top achievers that have a drive and passion to continually better themselves and skill up. So we're really thrilled about this. Let's see, do you have a plan to support alumni that are now in mid-career and have very different professional needs from start? Or is this what we'll find out on Friday? So The answer to that is yes. We have realized as a part of, I think we were hosting a Golden Key talk on interviewing. And really the topic was interviewing 101. So just, this is how they traditionally work. Here's what you need to be prepared for. And in that very experience through the chat feature, many of our members wrote in and said, I'm not at the beginning of my interviewing career. I need help kind of in the middle. Because now I'd like to either interview for a management position. I'd like to maybe switch fields. And honestly, I think to you that asked this, I think a lot of people are reassessing their career paths. They are life changes as well. And so we have to be nimble and agile. And yes, we plan on providing content and resources to things that we can say across all careers to make you agile with regards to change. So that's a very long-winded answer of saying absolutely yes, yes, yes. So yes, so thank you for asking that. We definitely plan to have content that is going to work for our alumni members as well. All right. Let's see. Are there any other questions? These are fantastic questions. I'm thrilled that that you are on board with our direction. I love taking the opportunity to do this to continually get feedback. And you've asked some really great questions today, so I really appreciate that.
So Rhino is asking where they can share these stories, and
Yes.
I think that maybe you can just again type the place where the link.
Yeah.
There's an absolute place to share your story. Yeah. And you can also send it to us, southafrica@goldenkey.org.
Always.
But
yeah. Let me get in here really quick. So this is, why are they hiding it on me today? So this is our blog. I believe if I go to Mary's story, and then here, become an author, so you can, so there's a topic of interest. Elmi, you know what I'll do? I'll get the direct link, Golden Key Spotlight. Yeah, normally there's a button that comes up. If you'd like to be a guest blog writer, you can come to this. I'll just send you one of these in the chat feature, but you could be a guest blog writer for us. Usually there is a button, which for some reason, I don't know why it's so hard for me to find that. You know what I'll do? I will get that direct link and get that to Elmi, Mareka, Jillian, and Natasha, and maybe in the next South Africa newsletter or communication, we'll make sure that we've got that. Okay, where does one find the talent index tool? Elmi, that is, you have to log into the website, is that correct? I don't know that I'm logged in.
Yes. So then go to merchandise, and it's under merchandise.
Yeah. So if I can remember my password. So I'm logging in. So please know that whenever you come to the website, you do want to log in because certain things would not be able to be seen if you're a non-member. So we definitely want to do that. I've got 1,000 pop-ups here. And then
go to South Africa.
Yeah, down at the bottom. Is that right?
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. This is a great resource, everybody. So when you come to the main Golden Key website, this is where Elmi and team keep all of your updates. So a wonderful flip book, your new member recognition events that are coming up. We've got a lot of virtual ones here. So please, please, make sure that you come here. Merchandise.
And then you can go to shop, Golden Key shop. Okay. Yeah.
Is that down here?
No. Yes.
Oh, yeah, store.
Yes. Yes.
I'm getting my own tour, right? Oh, you know what, Elmi? I'm logged in as a U.S. student. That's why it's not showing. But if you were to, so if for each of you now, if you were to log in, you can tell I'm associated with an American university right now. But log in and then come up here just to shop, and anything that is applicable to you in South Africa would be displayed here. So that's I just realized that it's thinking I'm an American student. So.
And it's also when it recognizes you as a South African student, you will do that for free. And you can just add it to the cart and there will be no cost to it. You will see when you go through the process.
Yes. Yeah. highly, highly recommend that. Are
But
there any other
please make sure that you're on the Telegram group, because we also post these specific information on the various Telegram groups with a link. So it's very easy to follow. If you're an alumni, we will start a Telegram group for the alumni specifically, and we will invite you.
Yes. Someone just mentioned the Golden Key LinkedIn group. There are many Golden Key LinkedIn groups on LinkedIn. So I just want to make sure, I think you can still see my screen. I'll get into, go into Golden Key if I can get here. You want to make sure that you are connecting with the page that has almost 40,000 people. So we're working on that strategy. I think really your comment was that it's not very active. So one, make sure you're on this one, because there's usually a post every day or two about our Golden Key talk. So it's a great place to go there. I have seen members conversing on this page, but I want you to make sure that it's the one with almost 40,000 members. I do see LinkedIn being a part of our greater strategy as our Golden Key Academy kicks off, because I think that's where communication about professional development and all of those things occur. So just make sure that you're visiting the right place. Let me pull back up, just make sure I'm getting any other questions. All right.
I think at the moment we seem to have answered all the questions. I've also put my email up in the chat box for people to mail us for any question, and I can direct it to Melissa anytime. So that's possible.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate every one of you taking time this afternoon to continue to learn about our organization. As our most membership organizations around the globe, we are evolving at an incredible pace. And I think for us to do that and do that well, we want to always keep our lines of communication open. You have an incredible team that supports each of you in country, but I want you to know that you have all of us around the world working to make this the best membership association possible, and very relevant as we move forward as a society. So I appreciate everybody joining me today.
Thanks very much, Melissa. Your enthusiasm is really inspiring us to do better. Thank you very much for sharing your insight, your vision with us personally. You are an extraordinary visionary and leader, and we feel safe in your hands. And we will support you as members and employees of Golden Key to grow Golden Key in both numbers and brand in years to come. So for the benefit of the collective, thank you very much. We do appreciate you, and we really appreciate your time. We know that you have a board meeting by the end of the week, and that is really challenging to be on a talk and know that you have a board meeting in front of you. But we're here to support you, and thank you very much for your enthusiasm and your visionary leadership.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, everyone just take care, be well, and know that we are here for each of you. So I wish you all just the absolute best. And please engage with us. Let us know what we can do to serve you. All right. Take care, everybody.
Yes.
Right.
With that, thank you very much. You can leave the screen and the meeting and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
And keep looking out for the next webinar. Thank you.
Yes.